Hey everybody, this is Aaron Bobaron. We're doing a Crimson Desert video here about the best 3 recipes in the early game. The reason I'm doing this is because I've seen a lot of YouTubers out there recommending recipes that I just don't feel are wise investments. Let's take a look here at what I'm talking about. I'll just get straight to the point and look at this bonfire and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so oftentimes I have been hearing people recommend clear soup. Yeah, this might be good if you're only focusing on health or maybe even ice resistance, but it just doesn't make sense to me why I would load up on something that only restores health when I can choose a different recipe, like braised ribs, for example, which restores both health and spirit. Another good one, as you can see here, it only requires meat, onions, vegetables, fruit, and water. All pretty standard things that are very easy to come across in the game. Why would I waste my time on clear soup when I can just add one more ingredient and suddenly have a much, much better boost to my health and spirit in the middle of a battle? So these braised ribs, I think, is one of the best ones. Meat skewers is even easier. All you need is meat and vegetables. You don't even need to add fruit or water. So that's also a very easy one to make. And you can make the filling, satisfying, or hearty. And look at that, 360 health and 28 spirit just for, some meat and vegetables. And you can use different vegetables. I have substituted peas. That didn't work. Came out weird. Corn is not good, but other things like sweet potatoes, and there's a few other vegetables that you can use. You'll figure it out as you go along the way. Some vegetables are better than others that you can substitute in here and get a better result. But for me, just using tough meat and onions or a few other vegetables seems to be easy enough to build up my health and spirit in the middle of the battle just by clicking one button, rather than having 2 separate recipes, for one for health and one for spirit. We can also do this with pan-fried marinated meat, but this does require cooking oil, which is a little bit still pretty easy to find, instead of water, which both of those are relatively easy to find. But again, it's meat, vegetables, fruit, water. It's not really that complicated. You don't need to go fishing or pick up grains or anything like this. It's just really straightforward. There's not much reason that I can see that you would only want to grill meat, because you just only get health. Or if you just only grill fruit, you only get spirit. It just makes way more sense to do both of these together by using any of these 3 recipes: braised ribs, meat skewers, and pan-fried marinated meat. Here's the good news. You can buy all 3 of these recipes from Matilda, and she sells all 3 of these. She's at the tavern in another city, not too far away. It's still in Hernan. I still haven't left Hernan. And the best time to go get this is in the 3rd chapter. The reason is because there's other things that unlock that you'll be able to take advantage on your journey as you head over there. So let me show you what I'm talking about. First thing is, where is it? Okay, over here on the map. This will be all grayed out if you haven't gone there yet and rung the bell. So if you come way up here, this will all be white if you look at your map right now. So the best thing to do is look at the map for the water. So you see this giant waterway here, this big lake. There is a Abyss Nexus, and this is something you're going to have to find. And I'm going to leave this here on the screen for a couple of seconds because this will all be whited out. And you're going to have to place an X here as your location of where to go. It's not easy, though. You can't just get on a road and go to Caelid like you can in Elden Ring or something. You're going to have to climb some mountains. And so I ended up getting lost along the way. But it was a good thing because along the way I found this place, the Shadow Whisperer's Cave. I went in there, and this is why I recommend doing this at the beginning of level Unit 3, or what are they called? Chapter 3. And the reason is because that's when the witches unlock. And there's a witch in here, and she will be able to help you with your Abyss gear. So that's a good thing to find. It's right next to an Abyss Nexus. Very easy location. And it is on the way. I also got distracted, and I ended up coming over here to this torchlight beacon, and I ended up getting a helmet, which I don't think has much use, but it was kind of nice to find. And then I got on this road and headed up towards Haunted Hill. There is other stuff along the way, Sanctum of Atonement, but I just ran right past because I figure I'll come back here later on. Along the way, there are some mountains. So you're going to have to climb over some mountains. It's not a straight shot like you see on here because this is all grayed out. When you first start, you're not going to be able to see these things. You just see Haunted Hill, but you don't see the road. So you don't see it until you get here. So the best thing to do is just to put an X where I said, which is directly to the left of this big lake over here, Deep Fog Basin. Put an X there because you won't be able to see this road or the Abyss Nexus, and you just start heading that direction and you end up climbing over a bunch of mountains along the way. All right, now there's another reason to go to this town, and I'm going to go there now so we can see what it's all about. So I'm going to teleport over here. And teleporting takes 10 seconds. Now, I have heard that if you come here at the wrong time, they're sometimes under siege. So if you come too late, I believe there are bandits here and you won't be able to get through. So that will be a little bit of an issue. I'm going to call my horse and go through this area by horse. Now, I can't remember exactly where it is. Do I go through this? Oh, look at that. This happens sometimes. The horse just runs away from me. It's an idiot. What are you doing? Did I get shot? What the hell's going on? I lost a little health there for some reason. Maybe I stepped on fire. But this is not the place. This is just a little issue getting around these guys. You don't want to piss anybody off because they don't know me. I haven't built up any relationship with this town yet. And so I head over here. They let me go. Now, I do want to emphasize that if you come here at the wrong time, there will be bandits here and you won't be able to get through. So once we get to this point, you can see the town up here. And you ring that bell, and it is like, basically, it erases all the gray areas on the map and you can see where everything is. So that was the first thing I did when I got here, is ring that bell up there on the top. And now I'll make my way around. I think I can cut right through here. Yes, here is Mathilde. And it's always good to greet.
Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
And even give a gift if you want. You can give her a light copper pouch. She likes that. And it's always good to try to build up that happiness score up to 100 with every NPC. And you shop.
Care for a hot meal or a mug of ale?
All right, so she sells. Now, it doesn't show the fact that, because I've already purchased the 3 recipes, but she has the actual 3 items that she sells here if you want to just buy them. You get meat skewers, pan-fried marinated meat, and braised ribs. Those are the best 3 recipes in the early game, in my opinion. You really don't need anything else other than just these 3 recipes. So you buy those 3 recipes. Now you can make it
and hope you stop by again
at any bonfire. You can cook that. And then right around the corner here, where's that guy? There's a street vendor there, but there's somebody. I can't remember where he is. He's over here somewhere. Where's that dude? Did they move him? He was here. Oh, here he is. He's up. Oh, there he is. Okay, so he's over here. This guy, you want to talk to him for sure. This is one of the black market guys.
I don't sell to just anyone. So can you...
And yeah, you can give him a gift if you want. Build up some trust.
Self-lucky.
He sells things as well. And one of the things you can buy here is the piercing bloom. It's pretty expensive. It's 27 silver pieces, but this is a really nice abyss gear. And this can be used similar to stab. As you can see up there, R1 and triangle is like, that's what you need to use for stab. But it adds an extra amount of, I guess it like a bleed, like it procs bleed if you're familiar with Souls games. This will proc bleed. And so that is only used on stab. I'll show you in the tree if you haven't gotten that yet. So over here with skills, and stab, where the heck is stab? Here's stab right here. So stab is R1 plus triangle. But now that you buy this abyss gear and you proc bleed with piercing bloom, I think it's definitely worth 27 silver pieces. So that's another really important thing to get. And again, this is chapter 3, so you can just immediately go. And the other place I found along my journey was down here. I kind of got off track a little bit, but I ended up finding this place, Shadow Whispers Cave. So let's head over there. And so it's kind of on the way, so this journey is definitely worth it because you get the 3 recipes, you get a really nice abyss gear, and you get to find a witch pretty early on who will help you with all of your abyss gear. So you run into this. I believe that this is also the place where you can find a Palmer's Pill recipe. So if you can come here even before chapter 3. And she's not here, but I believe there's a Palmer's Pill recipe in here. But once you hit chapter 3, you can come in here. You can use the cauldron over here on the left-hand side. I believe that's where you can craft the Palmer's Pill if you want to. I've never done it because there's plenty of Palmer's Pills that you can find in the game. Well, no. Die, and here it is, Palmer's Pills. So you need mushrooms and water. That's it. Pretty easy to find. By the way, I've got all these mushrooms now because that's another thing I found along the way. So that was kind of cool too. So lots of reasons to go out and explore. You find stuff that you've never seen before inside of the town of Hernan. And so come over here to this witch, Sylvia. Give her a greeting.
Many adore our kind, though they know nothing of us.
And here's where you can embed or extract or create sockets for all of your abyss gear. So you just open up various armor or weapons, and you can see these little sockets. So then you can add something to this. Right now I have an empty socket, so I could select this item, but I have no more abyss gear. So you're going to have to go out and find other swords and then extract it, and then you can reinstall it into something that you prefer to use. So a lot of good reasons to come out here after. Once you first start chapter 3, I recommend taking this little journey because there are 3 or 4 things along the way that are really useful. And it's not too far. It didn't take me more than... I started out early in the morning, and I got there before night. So it doesn't take that long to get there. But you do have to climb over a whole bunch of mountains and use your climbing skills. As you can see, I got off track. I ended up way over here instead of this direction because the mountain kind of confused me. And then eventually I found this road, and then that road just took me all the way up, and I got to here. It was a little confusing. I wasn't sure if I could cross this mountain because it was all grayed out still. And then you got to get close to the Deep Fog Basin. That's where you find the next road that will bring you in. So when you're first going up there, you can't see these roads. So you're just climbing mountains. And then you get there. But it's kind of fun. You find stuff along the way, and that's what makes this game certainly one of the best games out right now, is just exploring the open world and finding things along the way. But, you know, I see all these YouTubers out there with lots of subscribers. Don't worry about subscribing to my channel because I'm not really a YouTuber. But yeah, these 3 recipes, it's just so much more valuable to have when you get into a fight and you run out of spirit, and I don't have the ability during the middle of a fight to switch from meat to vegetables because, you know, it's just too much. By the time you figure out where it is, you pull up the wheel, and there, you know, pulled up the wrong wheel, and then you have to move it over here to hearty vegetables, and then click right on the D-pad and use one of them. And then you switch back to meat and then use one of those. That, if you have good muscle memory, you can quickly do that, I guess, but you know, why do it if you can put 2 recipes into one? It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, I'd much rather have pan-fried marinated beef. Look at that. Bunch of health, spirit, all in once. You get fire resistance too. Now, if you run out of meat, there's another recipe called chewy rice cakes that does the same thing, but doesn't require meat. So that's another option. Clear soup just seems like a waste. It's just health. There's no spirit. And all of these meat items are in toasted grains. What a waste. You know, I got those for free, I believe, but I don't think I'm going to use any of this. Might as well just throw this away. Fine meat. Yeah, I got to cook some of this. This egg is good for that other recipe, the one I mentioned. I think it's this one. You can use egg instead of meat if you run out of meat. So that's another choice for the chewy rice cakes. And by the way, yeah, fruit tea is another thing you can pick up at, I think she sells that at that store. And that really recharges your stamina. Wine is good for that too, but way better than these mushrooms that I was using at the beginning of the game. And coral mushrooms, I was like struggling with stamina. So yeah, this is my opinion. These are absolutely the best 3 recipes, and it's definitely worth going out there and getting that. So, and you know, to be honest, if I'm going to face some weak opponents, I'll probably just get rid of my grilled meat with them. But if I face a bigger opponent like a boss, I'll definitely be using my pan-fried marinated meat. So that's it. Those are the 3 recipes. This is your journey. These are the locations. Definitely head up here to 3 Falls, 3 Saints Falls, past Haunted Hill, past the Deep Fog Basin, and into the town of Calfade is the name of the town. So I'll leave this here for a minute so that you can see, because this is all going to be grayed out. So you can only see the rivers and the lakes before you come here. So you can get some kind of idea where everything is. See that? All right, that's it.